Excellent. Well, I am so flippin' excited to have all of you here with us today. And I have this video of my testimonial, my story, but I'll just kind of weave that in throughout because I know you guys have heard some really amazing stories, and I honestly don't know how I'm going to top them. We have some great fitness testimonials. We have some great business testimonials. But I want you to ask yourself a question. Do you feel like you have enough energy? Do you feel good physically, or do you think that you could get in better shape, right? I think every single one of us could say, okay, I can do a little bit better in each of these areas. And from hearing our fitness testimonials, then you know what, when we're younger, it's probably about looking good. But then as you get older, it's about how do I feel throughout the day? Do I have enough energy? Can I keep up with my kids, right? Do you have a support network? I know so many people that don't have positive people in their lives. And that's something beautiful that we get to give as Beachbody coaches. I mean, look around the room. Half of us are guests. Half of us are coaches. We have a mix of both in the room right now. So a lot of the terms that you heard thrown out, you might not fully comprehend what we were talking about, but I want you to know that you are with friends and you're with a positive, supportive community that wants you to do good, right? I don't know if you walk into your job every day and everybody's like, wow, you're here, yeah! But that's what we do. You're like, you showed up? Welcome, give me a hug. And if you're not a hugger, you have to warn us, right? Because we will hug. Anyways, but you need encouragement. I mean, that's what we do. I can't even freaking believe that we get paid to encourage people, to pump people up, to motivate people, to make people feel good. That's what we get paid to do, literally. And then to help ourselves feel good in the process. And then you can get freaking stinking wealthy at the same time. It's crazy. And you know what? CJ and Carrie and my parents, they're so humble. They don't even want to tell you, what they're making in this business. But Carrie's making well over 6 figures. My parents, they've been able to survive on Beachbody when there's been zero with real estate. And CJ is leaving. She says 6 figures. It's a lot of money. It's better than that, is what she's leaving behind in order to work for, but in order to work for herself and Billy and pursue their passion. So that's the fitness side. You know what? That's a good byproduct, but we're going to talk about business now. So I really want you to ask yourself, do you feel busy? Do you feel like, is money stressful to you? And, during the break, I'll play my video, I'll play my testimonial. You guys will get a real glimpse of where I came from and the things that I had to overcome in order to get into this room and why I'm so passionate. I don't have to do this, guys. We don't have to do stuff like this anymore. But I care about people like you. It hurts me to see people struggling financially. It hurts me to hear that you're so stressed out you can't even see straight. These are things that really, it bothers me. And, Jennifer said to me last night, she goes, why do you never give up on me? You never give up on me. I'm like, you're right, because I know you need this. And I know the possibility of the things that you can achieve, being a Beachbody coach, being part of this amazing business. So do you have enough free time? Do you guys spend enough time vacationing? Do you spend enough quality time with your family? What are the things that keep you up at night? What are the things that keep you up at night? And finally, I want you to ask yourself, are you happy? Are you really happy? Okay? So, when we're little kids, you guys used to be proud of me because I am not an artsy person, okay? But I was like, ooh, I have an idea. I'll find an image on Google. And I pulled it over. So I found this little dude. I was like, this is so cute. But you know what? When we're kids, this is what we feel like, right? You're like, hey kids, who thinks they can climb Mount Everest? Me. Who can run the fastest? I can, right? And somewhere along the way, we start to lose that. I don't know what happens to us, but negative people, right? I don't have time for them anymore, but negative people pull us down. Things happen in our life, and all of a sudden, you're just like, no, that's life. It's just life. You work, you die. You know what I mean, right? you have bills. Oh, my gosh. But you know what? It doesn't have to be like that. And later on today, you're going to hear from one of my very dear mentors, Craig Holliday. And he is the person who instilled this in me. I literally had stopped believing. I stopped believing in the possibility because when I started in this business, I was flat broke. I couldn't afford food. My husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, during Taco Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays, I'm like, let's go get as many tacos as we can, and I would put them in the fridge, and I would spread them out as long as possible because I didn't have money to buy food, okay? I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and he's thinking, I picked a winner here. Woo! Right? And I just know, I knew when the Beachbody opportunity came to me, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what else I can do. I don't know. I can't work any more hours in the week, right? I am literally like bleeding because I'm working so much. And this opportunity came up, and somebody said, you know what, I think you could make a killing. I think that you could really, you know, you could get out of debt, you could do this. And I was flat broke, you guys. I didn't have money for food, flat broke. But always, somebody believed in me, and so I decided, okay, I'm going to take a chance. And not every bill got paid every month, but you know what? I always had my products because that's my business, and that was my future. So I want to say, I want you to start believing again. Ask yourself some questions. What are you going to do with an extra $100 a week, right? Maybe that's gas money. Maybe it's a night out. Maybe it's childcare, right? Groceries. What's an extra $100 a week going to do for you? Think about it. Pay bills. How about an extra $500 a week? What is that going to do for you? Is that going to help you pay off your debt maybe? Maybe you can get a new car, a house, a college, a retirement. It's a lot of money, an extra $500 a week. That's insane, right? I thought to myself, oh my gosh. When I got started in this, I was like, okay, I believe that other people are making a killing. I couldn't even fathom that. But I was like, I'm going to try though, because that sounds like fun. I think I need that, right? Then ask yourself, how about an extra $1,000 or more? And you guys, there are people in this company that are making 10, 20, 30 times that, right? Maybe you could donate. Maybe you could travel. Maybe you can invest. Can you decrease your stress? Can you start to relax? What would an extra $1,000 a week do for you? And I'm not just blowing smoke. You know what I mean? I legitimately think about this. I want you to take a second, write it down, or close your eyes. Sometimes we fall so far away that we can't even wrap our mind around the possibility of something like this, right? Because $20 is hard to come by. And you guys, I remember those days. I remember that time. And I'm shaking up here thinking about it because I know, I remember crying almost every day and being so stressed out and not being able to, just stressed out, right? Just completely stressed, not having a way out. And then somebody says to me, you should check out this business and maybe you can start to alleviate some of that stress, right? So I want to encourage you. So what's your plan? So what do you have in place right now? And this is something that that someone said to me, and this was the best thing that anybody could have ever said to me. Because looking at all my debt, and I knew how much I was working, wrote it all out. Somebody said, what do you have in place right now that's going to get you out of your situation? It was going to take me 10 to 15 years to get out of the situation that I had unfortunately got myself into, because I accept full responsibility for all of that. 10 to 15 years. And so when somebody said, hey, look at this, maybe if you work really hard for 5 years, you're never going to have to worry about that again. I said, okay, 5 years is shorter than 15. Let me give it a shot, right? So what's your plan B? How are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? If you don't have something in place right now that's going to get you to the next level, then that's what we're going to talk about today. You know, owning your own business isn't for everyone. You know what I mean? It takes self-discipline. It takes work. It takes you getting up in the morning and saying, I don't want to do this, but making yourself do it anyways because you know what the outcome that you want is, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And like I said, it's not for everyone. But if you know that you know that you know that you need a plan B, that you can't keep doing things the way that you're doing, then this might be something for you. So let's talk a little bit about the company, right? How you can get from point A to point B. This business opportunity, you know what, the products are great. I love fitness. I've been in fitness for most of my life, and most of it was for my own accountability. But you know what? That's not my passion. This is my passion. Helping people get out of debt, helping people discover who they were born to become, right? And you know, I have a blessing. You met my dad earlier. He's so awesome. But I have a blessing of growing up in a family that literally, you know, when I was 12 years old, my parents said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to be an Olympic gymnast. And I was completely obese. I was 12. And they said, yes, you can. And they signed me up for gymnastics, and I'm going to be an Olympian. So my parents instilled that in me. They were like, you can do anything that you want to do, right? My parents instilled that in me. But you know what? As I go through life, I realize that most people weren't brought up that way. And so I love helping instill that passion back into people's lives, because don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. You decide. You decide, all right? So this could be your way. This could be your vehicle to get you there. And like I said earlier, we are going to cheer you on every step of the way. So let's just talk about Beachbody for a minute. Maybe you're like, all this is totally foreign to me. I don't even understand what all this is. Okay, so basically here's what it is. Beachbody is a fitness infomercial company, okay? So you've seen pretty much any fitness infomercial that you've seen on television, you know of, because Beachbody has put it on. Look at all these products. You got Power 90, Slim and 6, P90X, Turbo Jam, woohoo, my personal favorite. I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. But all these things were before Beachbody brought in the network. So you're talking about representing a company that has been around since 1998, okay? Solid company, already $1 billion company, right? Then they said, hey, we got an idea. Let's add a network of coaches. We're going to call this Team Beachbody. We're going to add a network of coaches that are going to do direct selling for us, because honestly, the customers were already doing the selling anyhow. Not only that, but Beachbody knows that if you have a coach, right, that's just a fancy name for distributor, if you have a coach that's helping you get through your format, through your program, you're more than likely to get it done. And you know what? You're going to get better results. And then what are you going to do? You're going to tell your friends. And then what happens to Beachbody? Their sales go up. So they decided to open up the coach network. And so since they opened up the coach network, look at all these products that we have launched. Insanity, we launched Shakeology in 2009. This wasn't available when we came on board, right? We didn't have a continuation product. Body Pump, we got Asylum. All of these products you see on television every single day. You can flip through the channels and probably see 10 of these. So those are our awesome products. Not only that, but of course, we have proven results. You know, somebody said earlier, it's not get quick. You know, Carrie said that. This isn't a get rich quick thing. This is, if you do the work, you'll see the results. That's how the business is set up. The fitness is the same. If you don't actually ever do the workouts, you're not going to get results, right? So it works the same way. It's amazing how that works, right? So let's look at Team Beachbody's revenue here. This is, as you can see, since 2007 to 2014, this is their projected revenue growth, okay? This is a growing company. Now, look at this slide. This number might look big to you. 225,000 coaches. You guys, that's the entire, actually, we're not even at that yet. That's still projected. We haven't hit that yet. We're about the 200 mark, right? That's all of the United States. That's all of Canada. So it's hilarious to me when people say, oh my gosh, I really think that the market is saturated. There seems to be coaches everywhere, so it'd be really hard for me to do. Really? How many people are in your city? 200,000 coaches in all of the United States and all of Canada. And then how many people are obese? I don't know if you guys saw that thing earlier, before. If there's any amount of, if we have too many people, it's too many people fighting obesity and being overweight, right? It's not too many people trying to solve the problem, because look at the numbers. 200,000 in all of U.S. and Canada. That's crazy. number's nothing, all right? So we need a lot more people to help this. We need you. I want to tell you about our company. So we have Beachbody, right? We have Beachbody, and that's like the big parent company, but then we also have a team of people. And this literally is a team of people. We all work together in order to make you successful, and I'll cover a little bit more about that when we talk about how to earn in a little while here. But Platinum Presenters, if you come on board with us, then you are joining the strongest and the fastest growing team in all of Beachbody. We have over half of the coaches in the entire coach network are all part of our team, and we're one of 6 teams. So 1/6, right? So we're one of 6. But we're the strongest and we're the fastest growing in all of Team Beachbody. Not only that, but my personally sponsored coach, the person who brought me into the business, is the most successful coach in all of Beachbody. And you guys have access to all of that because I have access to her, and I pass it on down to you. So what makes Beachbody unique? Of course, we have fitness, we have nutrition, we have peer support, and then, of course, rewards. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that do just nutrition. There's a lot of companies out there that do just fitness. We have the peer support too, right? That's where the coaching network comes into place. And then, of course, we have some really killer rewards, right? And then we have this too, Shakeology, and a lot of you have tasted that. I cannot say enough about Shakeology. You heard lots of the testimonials about it. But the one thing that you have to know is this is a product that people love, that makes them feel good, that, customer price is about $5 per serving, $5 per day, and it makes them feel amazing, beat cholesterol issues, beat high blood pressure issues. This is something that people buy every single month. If you put it in front of somebody that needs it, they like it, that means that it's a continuing product, a continuing payment for you. We'll talk a little bit more about residual income in the future, right? And then look at all these ingredients. That's crazy. I don't even know what most of that stuff is. I'll be honest with you. And I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Because I don't need to be a nutritionist to do this, and I don't want you guys to be a nutritionist to do this. When people ask me what's exactly in that, and they ask me all those technical questions, I don't know. It makes me feel amazing, and I love it. It keeps my cravings down. That's what it does for me, right? They don't really care about those little teeny tiny details. If they do, show them the back of the bag, right? Let them see for themselves. I don't know how to pronounce half that stuff. And then, of course, we have the 6 flavors. We've got the 2 vegans, which are the white, vegan, tropical, vegan chocolate. We've got regular chocolate. We've got vanilla. We've got strawberry. And then, of course, the green berry, which a lot of people don't like, but I love. I know, right? And the dog. I know. It literally, I think it's the only thing that's kept her cancer away. I'm not kidding. Because we didn't have her on it, and she kept getting it back. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the Shakeology has really kept her cancer away because it has all of those amazing things in it to fight cancer. And then, of course, we talked about the products already. We literally have something for everyone, right? We have coaches, you guys, that are in wheelchairs. We have people who start off not able to even stand up because they're so obese, right? So we literally have something for everyone. So what is a coach? This is what I want you to know. A coach does not have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. In fact, I don't want you to be, because people are going to connect with you because of who you are. I had the blessing to be in the Turbo Jam DVDs, and those were my first fitness videos. And I remember when we filmed them, I was so nervous about the reaction. Coming from a background of anorexia and bulimia and, gymnasts, that makes you crazy, right? And if you get in the right sport, it'll make you crazy. But I come from that background, and then going into the fitness industry, I did that because I wanted the accountability. I didn't want to go overboard in either direction, right? Then I landed in some fitness infomercial videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, how are people going to receive this? But you know what? I got to be honest with you. I had so many people contact me. I look at you because you don't have a perfect body. I look at you because you're not skinny. I just started taking them as compliments. I'm like, that's cool. No worries. I'm good with that. And because, you know what? Next to Shalene Johnson, she's like 90 pounds, 4'11". Come on. Yeah, anybody's going to look like a giant. Come on. But I just take it as a compliment. See, I don't want you to be a fitness or nutrition expert because you are somebody's cup of tea. You are exactly who you need to be to relate to the people that you need to relate to in order to make this work. You don't have to be somebody that has already achieved your health and fitness goals. And then, of course, we do not want you to be an experienced salesperson because that's just not something that really works in our business. It's just not. Because we have to help people. That's what we really need to focus on doing, right? So what a coach should be, right? This is what a coach should be. You should be sharing with people how you can help them change their lives and achieve their goals, right? You just share. You be committed to be proof that the products work. So on Shakeology, doing your own personal workouts, whatever that may be. A lot of coaches that I start off, I tell them, you know what? Just start walking, right? Just start doing something, right? But get on Shakeology because that's our #1 selling product. And then, of course, improving and developing themselves. That last one is critical because if you want something more than what you have today, you have to become more than what you are. You have to improve yourself, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about that a little more on. So the benefits of being a coach. I mean, this is pretty cool. You get to set your own work hours. Of course, you get to focus part-time or full-time. And if you really want to, you can, especially in the beginning. Most people coming into this business, though, already have a source of income. They already have other commitments. And as you start to build your income, then you can start to wean off on those other areas. Of course, you are part of an awesome team, us, right? And this is just the people who are local. And then you create your own financial ceiling, and I loved that part. Because I don't know if you have a job that, you know, how much can you bet on that you're going to get a raise every year if you're going to get a raise, right? How much can you count on for that? Can you count on your retirement? Do you have a savings? And then, of course, we have some really cool rewards from the company. I mean, they send us on trips, right? So if you achieve these rewards, you get free trips, you get free swag, you get all kinds of cool stuff from Beachbody. Recognition, of course, and then personal development. And then we have outstanding support. So we do all the training, right? We have tons of training. We have lots of great communication for you in social media. This is all stuff that Beachbody provides. Now let's talk about our team, right? Our team, the people that are here, and then everybody who wasn't able to make it with us today, or if they're all the way across country or in Canada. What we do new coach trainings. We get you started right. We do weekly team calls. We do team building events. We do leadership training. We have a Facebook team page where everybody can communicate and connect. So if you need an answer like right now, you just go and post it there, and people are going to jump in and answer you. People from all over the place. We have recognition and accountability, of course. But the real thing that we do, and I think that is specific to not only Platinum Presenters, but also our team, our smaller team of coaches, is we teach you how to be business owners. And this is where we stand apart from most other Beachbody teams. Most other Beachbody teams are going to teach you how to sell products. I want to teach you how to be a business owner. If you want to sell products, that's fine. But if you really want the financial rewards in the future, you got to master this area of learning how to become a business owner. And we have to show you how you can make residual income. Residual income. Okay, so think about it like this. You know, you're a rock star, right? You write a song, and every single time somebody buys your album, you get what? You get residual income. But you only had to record it once, right? You had to do all the footwork. You had to create the song. You had to do all the footwork to get there. But every single time that somebody purchases that, for, I guess not an album anymore, right? As a CD? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. But you download, whatever. But you get a residual income from that, right? So you do it once, you get a residual income. You do a lot of work in the beginning to get to that place, but then it starts to become easier. And this is what residual income looks like. This is basically this is what you have now. More than likely you have a job. You got a job. You trade every hour for a certain dollar amount, right? This is what we want to train you to do. We want to train you to have residual income. I want you to look at the top of that. in the beginning, you're going to spend a lot of time, and it's not going to be a huge payoff. You know, and I tell all my coaches this. Look, your first year of growth is going to be the slowest growth that you'll ever experience. But if you keep at it, you can get to there. And I'm not lying. Every single person that has really done this, that has put their nose to the grindstone and worked at this business 10, 15 hours a week consistently for 2 years was at 6 figures. Every single person that I started with. But the difference is most people aren't willing to do that. They're going to try to cram for the exam. They're going to work really hard for 3 days and, oh, this doesn't work. It's just like working out, right? If you don't stay at it, you're not going to get the benefits. So it's exactly the same idea. You do a little or you do a lot of work, a little bit of money in the beginning, but then it grows over time. So just ask yourself a question. You know, like in the beginning, we talked about what would $1,000 a week mean to you? Like really, ultimately, like what do you want to achieve in life? What do you want to achieve in life? And are you willing to pay the price of finding 10, maybe 15 hours a week? That might sound like a lot to you, but you know what? When I was already working 70 hours a week, I was able to do it. I know Carrie was able to find it. I know many other coaches are able to find it. In order to be financially free within 2 to 5 years. Like, what are you willing to do to do that, right? And every single time you sit down to work your business, that's what you have to ask yourself. And that's what we teach. We teach how residual income works and how it can work for you. And we do that by building a team. So let's talk about how to earn, right? So you're like, okay, specifically, but how do I make money doing this type of business? So there's 3 major ways to earn money. You earn 25% on all of your customer purchases, all right? By the way, Beachbody gives you customers. So once you have 2 business partners that join you, Beachbody is going to start giving you customers. There is no other network marketing company out there like this. And then, of course, you have bonuses from the whole team. Bonuses for the whole team. So when you come on board, the person who invited you here today or when you signed up, that top circle is your sponsor. The next circle down is you. Now, it's kind of like an upside down Y, right? So there's your sponsor. The next person down is you. The orange dots represent everybody that you bring into the business, all right? The blue dot represents people that your sponsor brings into the business because you know what? Whenever you come on board, then anybody who comes into the business after you, either from your sponsor or anybody else on your team, is going to contribute to your bottom line financially, right? So these little blue circles come from your sponsor. The orange ones come from you. Now look at the black ones. The black ones are from the people that you bring in, that they bring in, okay? And like I said, it's not just about getting people into the business, you guys. This is really about how can I help someone change their life. I don't know if my dad covered it or not, but Mrs. Bradshaw, she was on Shakeology. He told her the price of Shakeology. She got scared. Oh my gosh, that's so expensive. You know, at first, she tried it for a week, said, I can't live without that. That made me feel amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And that's what we do. That's how we bring people in, not for any other reason other than to help them, okay? Find a need, fill it. That's what we do. This is how it works. This is how residual income works. If you build a team of people, then eventually you can step away from your business for a year like my husband and I did. We practically took an entire year off to have our son and like master this whole being parent things. That was scary, but we had the freedom to do that when our dog came down with cancer, okay? I don't even know how much it was, but I think it was around $6,000. We would not have had the money. We would have had to put her down, okay? Oh, it's probably closer to 10, huh? It was a lot. It was a lot of money, you guys. But we have the ability to do that because of the team, because of the growth, right? You can step away after a certain amount of time, but are you willing to push for 2 to 5 years to get to where you want to go? So here's 4 things that convinced me, that really convinced me to do something like this because I was a complete skeptic and I did not want to become one of those icky, weird people that comes and has to do home parties and, you know, begs my family and friends to do something. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, I'm really this desperate to consider something like this? That's what I thought. about myself. But here's the 4 things that convinced me. Somebody said, you can create a full-time income with part-time hours. There are more self-made millionaires in network marketing than any other industry. And I went, sold. Okay, you got my attention. The other thing was the average earnings of a coach with 8 team members at that time was about $20,000 a year. That's average. People were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then there were some people who were making, not that much. But right in the middle average, and I was like, okay, at best I could be average. Are you going to get a $20,000 a year raise from your company this year? How about if you worked an extra 10 hours a week, will they give you an extra $20,000 a year? No? Oh, well, I have a solution for you. Look at that. The other thing that sold me was how hard you work determines how much you make. So if you're a hard worker, then this is freaking perfect for you. Because I'm always doing everybody else's work, right? But how much you work determines how much you make, right? And the last thing is this is totally still new. Like I showed you on the last slide, you guys, look, the sooner you get in, the better for you, right? Because this is still new. Only 200,000 coaches, all of US and Canada. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh. So let's just talk about this real quick. So what are your options? Of course, you could come on board as a coach, a distributor, or if you're just not ready, of course, you can come on board as a customer. No matter what, we want to help you get to the next level in whatever that is for you, because that is always at our heart, is to help you get to where you want to go next. If you come on board as a coach, this is the best way to do it, you guys. We have amazing challenge packs that start at $140. Look at all of that's included in there. You get a full fitness program, which literally is like, I don't know, a dozen DVDs. You get meal plan, you get your workout calendar, you get fitness and nutrition support, you get your club membership, you get a full bag of Shakeology too, which literally this is $10 more than if you just did just Shakeology all on its own, right? So for an extra $10, you get a full-on fitness program as well. And then, of course, you get your coach sign up in there as well, okay? The one thing that you must do is Shakeology. And I turn away more people that say, I really need this. I really want this. I want to be a business owner. Oh, no, but I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, $140 to start a potentially, depends on you, multi-million-dollar company. $140. Can you find any other business that you can start for that? And that's not your monthly, you guys. That's just the startup, right? Monthly, what you're going to look at is roughly, including everything, about $125 a month. That's your business fee, right? That's everything that you need. And if you're sitting there going, I can't afford that, then I cannot tell you enough, then this is exactly what you need. I couldn't afford it. But now, dog comes up with cancer, we have a baby, you don't have to blink an eye. Somebody says, I need a couple $1,000. We need to buy a new car. We can help with things like that now. Never could before, and that feels amazing. That feels better than anything else. So we got your back, we want you to succeed. That literally is what we want. At $140 buy-in, do you think that we're the type of people that we're just like, okay, that's where we make all of our money? No, we don't make anything unless we make you successful. That's why I love a company like this, because so many other companies have huge dollar amount buy-ins, right? That's because they don't expect for you to ever do anything with it, and they don't expect to have to help you. That's one of the reasons why Beachbody works and why it's legit. It's because it has such a small buy-in that in order for us to be successful, we have to make you successful. So it just incentivizes us even more.